And here we go! It's time for weekly purchases. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it's Saturday. And you know what that means? It's weekly purchases, the time of the week where we find out what came from Amazon, UPS, DHL, FedEx, Walmart, Target, stores, Waylon Jennings, you name it. What came through the door as far as weekly purchases and what I found in the stores. It's weekly purchases, our all-encompassing look back at the week, talk about what happened on the channel, talk about new releases that were announced, and there was plenty to talk about this week. And then on the back half, of course, we'll get down to the actual weekly purchases. So big week on the channel this week. After a year, the Figure Tour finally was dropped last Sunday. If you have not watched the Figure Tour, checking out all the displays, all the changes of the displays, check that out on the channel. A lot of hard work went into that, as you guys know. So hopefully you enjoyed the Figure Tour. Hopefully it lived up to the hype. I know we talked about it for a long time. There was a lot of requests, but it took some time moving and shaking and getting stuff done. We'll see what 2022's Figure Tour brings. Probably not a ton of changes. Obviously just a ton of new figures added to the current displays. But I am working on a Star Wars display, and I've got contractors coming into the house to check out some stuff. And we'll have more on that as that progresses. We might be doing an add-on to the house. Who knows? Who knows what we might be up to? Always something going on over here in the figure room. And it'll probably continue that way until I don't anymore. So there you go. But hopefully you guys checked out that toy tour. I also posted a video B to that toy tour because I know a lot of questions always come. What displays you're using? What risers? How do you keep it clean? What kind of stands do you use? All those fun questions. I did really a pro tip video. I'm sure not as many, well, you can see by the views, not as many people checked that one out as the tour video, but a lot of good tips in there, especially if you're a new collector, old collector, maybe make you think about some things. Check out that video too, because I think it could really help people with their collections. Learn from my mistakes. Always try to improve, and if somebody can help you get ahead and get better, hey, it's always worth it. So check out that toy room tour and how I set my collection up and what I do video, the A and the B video, I guess we would call it. So check those bad boys out. Did my weekly figure hunting this week. I didn't think I was going to get to it. We had like 13 inches of snow here. I was busy with work. Thursday was the only day I had to figure hunt. I hit a bunch of stores on Thursday. It was one of those weird figure hunting weeks. It's really in the doldrums right now. We had a huge spike of new figures at the beginning of the year. Now we're kind of waiting for a refill out there. So there's not a lot I was hunting for, but I always say that and I always come out finding a few things. I found some amazing stuff this week, but not a huge week. You're going to see it in weekly purchases. It's a lot of not new stuff, it's stuff I've been going back. And that's usually what I do. When there's not new stuff releasing, that's my time. I can go back and fill in some gaps in my collection. And then we'll see what happens in the next few weeks as far as new releases. There's always new stuff coming out. Hopefully in the next few weeks we'll see some stuff. So there's that. Some really good videos on the channel besides that. AEW Unrivaled Series 3, we unboxed every single one of those. For those of you who like to watch them all together, I have that video up as well, so check that one out. Star Wars unboxings continue. I haven't stopped. Every single day, a bonus Star Wars unboxing video. I know some people like Star Wars, some people don't. Some people like Marvel, some people don't. Some people like wrestling, some people don't. Trying to cover all holes in there, and we've been pumping out 3 videos a day. It's just absolutely ridiculous, the amount of videos I've been popping out. But I've been trying to do a wrestling video, a Star Wars video, and then somewhere in the middle, it might be G.I. Joe, it might be Marvel, it might be something else, displays, it might be the Jakks Classic tag teams we're working on with the Jakks videos. But pumping out a lot of content for you guys until I can't. We'll see what happens, but I'm spending some time making some videos for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy each and every one of those. The Star Wars video, my favorite one, it was a sleeper, was that Wampa and Luke set. Man, that is a sleeper pack. How I missed that back in the day. I strongly recommend that. That was one of the funnest unboxings I've had in a long time. I was really blown away by that figure. 17 years old at this point, which is crazy. But check that one out if you missed it, and all the other videos on the channel. And a lot of good stuff to come this week. Some surprises this week as well with Jakks. We should mention that too. Jakks Tag Team Toys R Us exclusive. We're working our way through those right now. I believe we're up to week 3 of those, or series 3. Series 4 obviously will be this week, so stay tuned for that as well. This week also, Sunday night, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, their Twitch stream, or it wasn't Twitch stream, I guess it was in their Facebook group. It was Boozing with the Toys, it was called, and I got called on. There was a hot deal going down. Somebody claimed that Ultimate Warrior name out there. Whenever somebody mentions the word Ultimate Warrior, my ears perk up. But there was a 1 of 100 Ultimate Warrior going up for sale, Jakks Classic Superstar. You know I need that in my collection. We'll see where that goes. Didn't come to a deal that night. There's still a lot to be discussed, but we'll see. Maybe one of these days I will pull the trigger and get that 1 of 100 Ultimate Warrior. Maybe sooner than later. You just never know how that might shake out. But very cool to be on Boozing with the Toys Major Wrestling Figure Podcast show there, so that was fun. All right, so that's a little bit of housekeeping. Now let's get into it. We had so many reveals this week. It was absolutely ridiculous. It was a big week for news. Not a big week for new figures in the stores, but big week for news. And we might as well start off with the biggest news of the week. AEW Unrivaled Series 4. Holy cow, it's out there. It's coming. It's coming soon. I got mine pre-ordered via Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save 10%. That was the announcement last week. Discount code Kyle. Save you 10% at Ringside Collectibles. But Jazzwares, AEW seem to be hitting their stride. We've talked about it before on the channel. There's going to be some stumbling blocks. There's going to be constant improvement. And Series 4 seems to be taking it to that next level, and they're starting to hit their stride. It should really go from there. There'll be some clunkers every once in a while. There is from every single line. But Series 4 really came out of the gate strong. Very positively received, myself included. I like the looks of all those. So let's talk about each one. We saw Sammy Guevara, a little interesting with that head scan with the tongue out. We would have liked to have a second head scan, but very solid looking figure. First figure he's had in the line of AEW so far, so everybody's going to be happy of a new figure in the line. So that is really cool. We also saw Santana, who comes with the Puerto Rican flag, you know, of Santana Ortiz fame, I guess you would say. Another strong figure with 2 head sculpts in there. Oh, it's tough. You know, part of me wants to get 2 of all these figures because it makes it a different figure. You can move it around and play some things with it. But I'll probably just stick to 1 mint on card, 1 in the box for now. We'll see where that goes. But then Ortiz, man, that's a next level figure. Extra head scan. He's got the crazy, I always call it the crazy Haku Ming hair from WCW back in the day. All out there. He does come with the flip-flop, which is really cool as an extra accessory. Extra set of hands. Also, the suspenders down. I don't know if anybody ever said if they could go up. I don't assume they do, but Ortiz looks awesome with those. My only gripe, and it's a small gripe, but I think I'm the only one. I haven't really seen anybody else really talking about it. But I don't like that Ortiz comes with a painted-on shirt. I wish it was a soft goods shirt, but I understand. He's got so many flip-flops, everything else in there. It's budgeting. But really, a shirt, a soft goods shirt, or no shirt at all, that would have been the way to go for me with that one. Painted on shirts, I don't know. In this day and age, I'd like to see soft goods. And I'm sure in the future we'll get soft good ones. We'll get one without a shirt. It's not that big a deal. As we see AEW Unrivaled, we're seeing tons of figures, and they're going to keep coming. So we're okay with that, I guess. It's a really small nitpick, but that was really my only complaint of the whole set. We also got another Kenny Omega and another Cody. I know a lot of people griping and complaining about that, but we needed an updated Kenny Omega. Comes with the vest. Kenny's obviously the world champion. You needed him out in every couple of sets. That's just the way it is. It's the Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins of Mattel's. You've got to have those guys on a constant clip. It just makes sense. We all got to take that step back, and that's what's going on there. And then Cody Rhodes, you know, we've had a lot. I think they're up to 7 Codys now, including the Chase, and he's going to be the Chase in here as well. It is what it is. You know, Cody is the Triple H, the John Cena of the line. He's going to have the most figures. It's just, we got to accept that at this point. It is what it is. If you don't like it, pass on it. We all vote with our wallets. If Cody becomes a peg warmer and we never see him on the shelves, guess what? They're not going to make more Codys. That's the way it goes. They're going to slow it down a little bit. But I don't see AEW figures being a peg warmer anytime soon. They are starting to hit Targets now, so be on the lookout at Target. And of course, like I said, Ringside always has them available, at least for pre-order and stuff like that. So that's your main way. And then we also, Matt Hardy is going to have the Chase. We got the traditional broken Matt Hardy, and then we got a Chase one. The Chase one's not as good, so that's good, I guess, for a lot of us that don't get the chases. The regular edition I thought was much better, and it had some cool features of the hologram and stuff like that. Very, very solid set. Very, very solid. Slam dunk, and I think it was 99.99% positive reception on those. So kudos to AEW, kudos to Jeremy and the crew all listening to us. And speaking of listening to us, this one met with a little bit of mixed reaction on the AEW figures. Was the series chase figures are going to go up. Instead of being 1 of 500, 1 of 1,000, we're looking at 1 of 5,000, 1 of 3,000. So they're really bumping up the numbers. They're going to sell some more figures that way, make it a lot easier for the common folk like us out there to get those instead of the, you know, craziness that's been so far. Some people hate that. I actually like it. I've talked about it on the channel before. I'm just not a big fan of the 1 of 100s and stuff like that. It's just not for me. I like the stuff everybody can get. I don't like the elitist stuff. I mean, I don't know. That's just me. I don't like the really hard to get stuff. I'll definitely get the 3,000 and 5,000. I'll be a completist on those. I don't know what it's going to do for the prior stuff. We'll talk about that a little bit more in weekly purchases. I got an interesting comparison, kind of. Maybe it's not apples to apples, but it kind of is apples to apples. We'll talk about that when one of my buys this week. But, you know, will it make the older ones that are 1 of 500, 1 of 1,000 worth more in the long run or not? I don't know. Time will tell. And like I said, we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the channel. So very interesting with that dynamic. I know some of you guys are really angry about the exclusives jumping up. Me, personally, I like it. So there you go. And then to cap off AEW Unrivaled, we saw Series 5, not officially announced, but it was leaked again. Very similar to how Wave 4 was leaked. 5 leaked in the same fashion. I'm sure these are legit. I mean, I'm sure it'll come confirmed next week. But we're finally getting Jungle Boy. We're getting Luchasaurus. We're getting SCU. Who else are we getting? I got my iPad here. We're getting another Jon Moxley, which isn't a bad thing. Goes to the Cody Rhodes stuff. And we're getting Adam Hangman Page. Hopefully we get the Hangman with fixed feet. And hopefully with some Kenny Rogers Western wear. Then I can finally make that Kyle custom I've been wanting to. Get the Western wear shirt. Man, sign me up for that. But that seems to be another very strong set. We'll get the AEW tag titles for the first time. So very cool there. We also saw pictures, which is assumed to be a Ringside Collectibles exclusive, of Cody Rhodes. It'll be Cody with the TNT Championship for the first time. A really cool design box. If you go back to the Jakks days, they had really cool exclusive, really cool box exclusives. Jazzware's taken some points of that. So we got to see that as well this week. So a lot of AEW news this week. A lot of solid stuff. I mean, I was bowled over. This looks awesome. But I always say it. We like the pictures. Let's see what it looks like in our hand. Will they be, look what we want when we get them in hand. We get them opened up and stuff. That's the true test. Anybody can doctor up a picture, do some magic and stuff like that. But what do they look like in hand? That'll be the ultimate test. So soon to come to the channel. Whenever those come, I got them pre-ordered. I'll unbox those bad boys and we'll all find out together. So there's that. But then AEW also announced UFC figures, the correct UFC figures. We've had Series 1 that were smaller than your traditional 6-inch scale. These are traditional 6-inch scale. They'll go with the Jazzwares figures. You should be able to plug and play the body parts and switch around. Should be good for customizers out there that want to build some customs with some of those bodies, head sculpts, etc. For me, it's a pass. I can't collect everything. I loved UFC. We've documented on the channel. I did an early video on the UFC Jakks figures. I loved those figures. But times have changed. UFC, for me, long story, it's gotten too spread out. There's too many shows now. I'm a man from back when it started all the way till like 2000, I don't even know, 13 maybe, when it got too much. It was too hard to keep track of. I couldn't watch all the shows anymore. That's when I lost it. But I am hopeful that we see legends in the line. And when I'm talking legends, I'm talking, you know, the Boss Rutan. That's probably my most wanted figure ever. No boss left behind. I would buy every Boss Rutan figure ever. The greatest of all time. Just way ahead of time. If you don't know about Boss Rutan, man, check him out. But Boss Rutan, Ken Shamrock, Chuck Liddell, Tito, the Gracies, Matt Hughes, George St. Pierre, even Rich Franklin, BJ Penn, some of those guys, that's my era. Those are my guys. That's where I love the UFC the most. And hopefully we'll get some of those guys sprinkled throughout the line because the modern stuff just doesn't do for me. And like I said, I can't collect everything. That's just too much. So But for those of you, I know there's a lot of UFC fans out there that will be jumping all over those. I don't blame you, and I'm glad there's UFC figures on the market for people to get. So there you go, UFC Jazzwares coming in hot this week with some news. And you know who else was coming in hot this week? Super 7. Holy cow, what are they doing to our wallets? They officially announced the Thunder Tank for Thundercats. Gotta get it. I know they announced it, kind of teased it a week or so ago. I said in social media on my Twitter at SirPaul64, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, give me a follow. I said, hopefully it's not above $300. I figured that would be the magical number, and it came in at $450 plus shipping. It's going to fit 6 Thundercats. It's going to be big. I mean, it's going to take up this whole table. Awesome idea. I just don't know. How many people are going to buy that? It goes on sale, or it'll ship about a year from now, like most Super 7 things, a year later. This sounds like they're going to have payment plans, or you can pay. You can go to Big Bad Toy Store, link in the description below. Go through that link, help out the channel. That's probably where I'll buy it. I might do the payment plan, we'll see, but I just like to pay for it when it ships. I don't like people sitting on my money, so we'll see. But man, that's going to be expensive. That's a grail piece for a lot of people. That's a big, big boy purchase for a lot of people, myself included, but I feel like I need it if I'm getting the Thundercats figures. And it's one of those things that, yeah, it's a lot right now, but if you're on the fence, you better pull the trigger. You know you'll be able to sell it, make your money plus some back. There's going to be a lot of people that slept on this, and a year or 2 years down the line, that thing's going to be $600, $700. That's just the way things go. So if you're on the fence, you got to pull the trigger. That's my pro tip for you. You can always sell it for more down the line. That's my pro tip. So they came in with that. They also came in, and oh boy, it's Ghost Super 7. We got a Papa, our first Ultimate Ghost figure. Very cool. I loved Ghost back in the day. I still like Ghost. But man, I've talked about it on the channel before. When they first came out with Here Comes the Sun cover, nobody knew who they were. Nobody. They were so mysterious. That was my Ghost. I've seen him a ton of times. Saw one of their first shows ever in the United States as a third bill on an opening band. I've been a fan for a long time. Now they've kind of went to a new level. Not really heavy metal. Basically a modern day Blue Oyster Cult is what I always call them. But I still like them. I love the makeup. You guys know I'm a King Diamond guy. Face paint. I love face paint. I love face painted wrestlers, and I love face painted musicians. So, you know, I got to pre-order that Papa figure. To go along with the King Diamond I pre-ordered, I can't wait for that to come from Super 7. But I'm hoping this means we're one step closer to a Lemmy Kilmister and Rob Halford Ultimate. Those are probably my 2 most wanted Ultimate figures. They got to do it. They already have the license. They're showing other heavy metal figures. It's time. We need that Super 7 Lemmy. We need the Super 7 Rob Halford. I just can't imagine how cool those figures will be. So I'm hoping those come very, very soon. But Super 7 keeps coming. I just, you know how it goes. It takes a year. You pre-order them a year later, and maybe even 2 years sometimes. We're waiting for Thundercats Series 2. It'll be well over a year by the time those ship. New Japan. We've had a lot of issues out there. Super 7 still has not gotten... They said in November we were going to get the fix for Panthro. Still no word on that. Nobody knows anything. Are we going to get those? Are we not? Are we going to get that extra head and all that stuff they promised? I guess time will tell, but they just always tell you a date and it's always late. I say it all the time. Tell us 4 months later than you think it actually is, and then surprise us, say, hey, guess what? Thunder Tank's coming early, guys. I don't know, that's me, but we'll see where Super 7 goes in the future. I always say, pre-order from Big Bad Toy Store. That way you don't have to pay until they ship. Nobody should be sitting on your money for a year plus. That's just my tips and what I think there. We also saw Zombie Sailor, figure dealer out there. Look him up on Instagram, etc. He's coming out with Hasbro's, his take on the Hasbro's. We saw Cardona and Myers a couple weeks ago. But we also saw this week Sabu. I'm all in. I'm an ECW guy. Sabu is one of my most wanted Mattel Elites. Or, hey, if Jazzwares can do one, hey, great. Whoever gives me one. But we'll take a Sabu in a Hasbro style. It'll be really interesting to see what the carding is on these. It'll be interesting to see the price point on these. It'll be interesting to see if they're hopefully the same size as the Mattel Retros. I don't like different sizes. That Nick Aldis, I think we showed that on Weekly Purchases last week. The carding is great on that. It's just a little bit bigger than Retros. We need uniformity, at least in the card size. Doesn't have to necessarily be the art, which would be nice too, but card size hopefully is the same as the Retros or the Hasbros. But really cool to get Sabu announced, and more to come. We'll see who comes out. I think Rock and Roll Express is one I think he'll make, and a few others. I just got to decide, depending on price point, will they be loose or will I keep them on card? I don't know. A lot of unanswered questions there, but 2021 we'll find out a lot, and we'll be able to have these in our hands, hopefully in 2021. So that's coming down. We also got a little bit of Mattel news this week. Not a whole lot. We actually saw the Chase and regular basic versions of Chelsea Green. That was on the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast YouTube channel. There's a plug for them. Check that out. Chelsea's getting 2 figures, which is cool. I think some of those figures, you should get the Chase, because I don't know if Chelsea's going to get an Elite anytime soon, but it gets 2 figures of her out there to at least give us buy some time until that Elite comes. So very cool. Anytime there's a first time in the line, I'm all in. So I like that a whole lot. So there's that. So then we got Star Wars news. Then yesterday, Friday, we were hit with a Fan First Friday for the Hasbro team with some Star Wars announcements. 50 years of Lucasfilm announcements, some vintage collection, and all kinds of stuff. So some of the highlights to that were the vintage collection Walmart. We're going to get the ATST driver in a traditional TVC packaging. We also got Pop Lou Ewok. You guys know I'm all in on the Ewok, so I'll definitely have to pick that one up. And then we're getting Leia in her Endor gear as part of that TVC Walmart exclusive. We just recently got a Black Series 6-inch of that one, but we'll see. I might pick that one up. I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm sitting with that TVC game, the Vintage Collection game for Star Wars yet. But we saw those. We also saw pictures. They're throwing it on the old school carding. The old school Phantom Menace carding. We saw Mace Windu. We saw Jar Jar Binks. Already another Jar Jar. It makes people that bought that deluxe one say, wait, why did I spend $10 more for that shield? But we're getting that Jar Jar and the Phantom Menace packaging. We're getting one of the droids, of course, one of those. And then we're getting Qui-Gon Jinn and Mace Windu. I can't remember if I said that as well. But Qui-Gon Jinn is the one I really want. I didn't have that old Black Series. That's really a gaping hole in my collection. I need that Qui-Gon Jinn. The nice thing is the rest of those are basically just re-released on a special card. I get a pass, I get to sit back, and I don't have to pick those bad boys up. So I love that a lot. We also saw some Black Series from the Bad Batch upcoming cartoon. We'll see how that goes. But they announced Elite Squad Trooper, basically a Stormtrooper all in black. We'll see how that looks. I'll probably end up getting it. I was going to say I'm not sure, but you know me. I'll probably end up picking that guy up. So that's coming down the road. And then we also saw Amazon exclusives, which we saw on Thursday night. I want to say they went live on Amazon. I shot some links on my Twitter account for any of you guys following along. But we're getting an old school throwback, basically a modern day version of the old Kenner toys, which I collected as a kid. The best one of the bunch is that Obi-Wan Kenobi. That thing looks awesome. That's an awesome looking figure. It's got a little touch to the old school Obi-Wan, but updated in today's 6-inch. So I'm really excited for that one. I was a pre-order buyer right away on that. Also Greedo. That's another one I slept on back in the day. I keep hoping for a new 6-inch Greedo. This one doesn't really fit all the boxes I'm hoping for. It's Greedo, but it looks like the original Kenner in 6-inch scale. I want the one with the jacket, all that, the old school one. Hopefully we get that sooner rather than later. And then another Jawa. It seems like we get Jawas released more than anything else. Maybe it's just me, but it's kind of a throwback to that old school Jawa. So there's that. I don't know. I don't know about that Jawa. I didn't pre-order that one. I did pre-order Greedo, and I did pre-order the Obi-Wan. Something tells me that Jawa is going to go on clearance. I'm going to play a little bit of that long game on the Jawa. But some more Star Wars news. Star Wars stuff keeps coming as well as everything else. And the news keeps coming this week. To say there was a lot of news this week would be the biggest understatement in the world. But we also saw some things from Neca this week. A little teaser picture from Neca of Frankenstein. Universal Monsters. Could they be going down the Universal Monsters road? That's a game changer. I love the Universal Monsters. Obviously, I love most of NECA stuff. You see my turtle collection. Boy, oh boy, this could be a wallet buster. But boy, if they do Frankenstein, Wolfman, the Mummy, Dracula, the creature from the Black Lagoon, oh, sign me up all day long. I mean, they're doing King Kong already, so we'll see. We'll see where that goes. But that was a little peek. No announcement, just an image on their Instagram. But I hope that's something in 2021. We're going to get Universal Monsters from NECA. We also saw via the Super 7 team, again, a late break-in one, Transformers. I don't know. I'm all out on these. I was really looking forward to what they kind of teased earlier in the week on these. But they look a lot like that RED line Transformers we saw earlier in the year. It's G1 animation style. It's basically almost looks like one of their reaction figures grown in size. I don't believe these transform. I didn't see a lot more information on them. But it's an easy pass for me. You guys know that Transformers Red line, that's something I really want. I want non-transforming Transformers that look like they're cartoon and they're scaled correctly. That's what I want. RED was a massive flop in my book. I will never buy those again. It was probably the hot garbage of the year for me. If you guys go back and remember that video I filmed. But there's these. I don't know. If you're interested in them, let me know. And let me know the reason why you're interested in those. I don't know. I don't know if we got a lot of Transformers people watching the channel. But we also saw one I'm extremely excited for. You guys know Motorhead, Lemmy, my favorite of all time. They announced a pop via Lemmy. It's the Ace of Spades, kind of that musical backdrop of the album artwork, and then a pop of the figure from the album cover, and that's Lemmy. I wish they would have had the whole band. That's my gripe there. You know, get the whole band in there. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. We need a Filthy Animal Phil Taylor in there. We need the whole crew. But not to be. But I'm definitely getting 2 of these. 1 to open, 1 to keep in box. Definitely going to pick those up. I believe Hot Topic you can pre-order from right now. So that's really cool. We also saw some more Star Wars I missed earlier. Ahsoka and Darth Maul in the TVC, the Vintage Collection line. Based off Series 7 of Clone Wars. We saw those shown. Those are going to be popular. I don't think we've had some TVC ones of those in a while at least. Especially from the Clone Wars Season 7. That's new ground for us. So that'll be really cool to get those out as well. And you know what else we got to do? We should just do it right now. Might as well. You guys remember last week's weekly purchases. You had to subscribe to the channel. You had to follow me on Instagram. And then in the YouTube comments, put your Instagram handle so I can find you. But we got that lucky subscriber that won the Firefly. Got Firefly right here. He's going to be coming to a good home. And the winner is Ryan Hobbs. You were the number that my daughter drew out of a hat. So congratulations, Ryan. I should say Ryan Hobbs. Congratulations for following me, and thank you for following all the rules and all that fun stuff. And you will get this Firefly. I will hit you up on Instagram and get this your way. So there you go. That's it for new figure announcements this week. A lot of stuff going on, really wrestling heavy, which we all love. We all love wrestling. Not a lot of Marvel news. Marvel's been a little bit quiet. I've seen some of the next X-Men House of M figures started hitting Canada. It seems like Canada's getting everything first, so hopefully those are going to trickle their way down to the United States here, probably in the next month. I got to think sometime in February we'll probably see those on the shelves. Everything seems to come. Basically, what I want Super 7 to do, the Marvel Legends team does. They say it's coming in March, April, and it comes in February. Super 7 says it's coming in March and April, it comes in June or July. Marvel Legends got it figured out. I say it all the time. They do the best job of anybody for Marvel Legends. So I'm excited to get some more new Marvel Legends. We might have 1 new Marvel Legend in weekly purchases that came through this week. So we'll talk about that in a second. But album of the week, huge week for new albums. I only had time so far to listen to the new Accept album. If you guys are like me, you love that German thrash metal of Accept. The Udo days are past. Obviously, it's not the David Reese days anymore either. It's the Mark Tornillo days. I love Mark Tornillo. I love the new Accept. I miss Peter on bass, one of the founding members. We only got 1 founding member in Accept now. So is it really Accept? It's more the Wolf Hoffman show. What a great name, Wolf. I wish I would have had a kid and I could have named them Wolf. That's awesome. But love Accept. One of my favorite bands of all time. One of the most underrated bands of all time. We've all heard Balls to the Wall, but there's so much good stuff from there. Fast as a Shark. I think that song started off thrash metal, if you ask me. But Accept, I love it, and I love this new one. A lot of great songs on it. Not quite to Blood of the Nation standards. For you metalheads out there, you've had to have heard Blood of the Nations by Accept. Gosh, that's probably 10 years old at this point, if not older. It could be 15 years old for all I know. Time is gone with COVID. I don't know it anymore. But if you guys have never heard Blood of the Nations by Accept, check it out. Probably the greatest heavy metal album in the last 20 years. That's how good that album is. But this one's not quite up to that standard, but pretty close. So I definitely recommend picking up the new Accept. But Michael Schenker has a new album out this week. Weezer has a new album. Mighty Mighty Boss Tones released a new song. I love the Boss Tones. So there's a lot of good music out there. So I got some work to do this weekend catching up on some of that. But you know what we got to catch up on next is weekly purchases. Alright guys, let's get into weekly purchases. Like I said at the beginning, a little bit of a mixed bag this week. Not a lot of stuff I'm looking for in the stores. I did find a couple of things out there, but for the most part, these are one of the weeks where you start to try to build some stuff from other collections you're trying to catch up on. So it's going to be a little Star Wars heavy with some wrestling and some other things mixed in, but a lot of Star Wars this week. So I know some of you guys aren't all Star Wars guys, but I'm trying to fix a few gaps in that big collection haul tour I showed a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't checked that out, you might find it entertaining. It's, I don't know how long it was, 45 minutes, about 8 minutes in, I said, what have I got myself into? I was sweating. There was so much stuff to go through, but we're going to have a little of that today. I got a lot of Star Wars stuff this week with a few other things mixed in. So let's get after it. Let's start the weekly purchases. We might as well start with the Star Wars. And it's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from, I believe, 2019. It's Han and Leia, Hoth. There they are arguing in Hoth. It kind of comes apart. Nice little cool box on this thing. Very cool. I already have this loose. But you know what? This went up on Target's website. Target's clearancing a lot of things out, as we know right now. This was on clearance on their website for $24.99. Originally, this thing was like 60 bucks, 70 bucks. I can't remember what it was. But very expensive. For what it was. I'm not a huge fan of it, but for 25 bucks, I said, you know what? I can buy this. I can sit on it, leave it in the package, have it as a decoration piece, and maybe flip it or sell it or trade it down the line. $25, you really can't go wrong on an exclusive like that. So, picked that up from Target Online this week. Also picked up, this is another one. I don't really need it, but for $6.99, why not? I had this as a kid. A little Hoth Trooper with a little weapon there, kind of like satellite dish weapon. So I picked that one up this week. How about some more Star Wars? You guys, I love the Star Wars set. This is a sleeper set. I talked about that Hoth Wampa 2-pack I opened. I'm hoping the rest are really good like that. But got the Luke hologram. This is one of the ones I was missing for the Return of the Jedi collection. See you later. I was missing Bosk. Love a good bounty hunter. Hopefully he'll be in an episode of The Mandalorian maybe one of these days. I don't know. But picked him up. See you later. Got Captain Antilles fan choice figure number 5. All you fans out there said, who do I want? I want that Captain Antilles. That's what I'm voting for. And apparently you did because they made him back in 2004. That's when this came out. But got Captain Antilles. See you later. Happy to have that. A few more I cleaned up. I needed the Sand Trooper from the Power of the Jedi. I was missing that one. And the one thing I love about all these Star Wars figures, they're so cheap. Dirt cheap. See you later. I needed Admiral Moti. You can see him. He's mid-choke of Darth Vader right there. Picked him up this week. See you later. How about R3PO? The red C-3PO. R3PO. Was missing him. See you later. And then we got Fans Choice figure number 4. The McCrory Concept Stormtrooper. It's a concept one. Not a huge fan of these, but I said, you know, if I'm going to be a completist, I'm not just going to be missing this guy. I'm just missing a couple. The one I'm really looking for, if you guys are familiar with this, and I could be talking to a wall at this point, I don't know. But there's the Cantina bar set with Greedo. There's 3 figures. They come with the bar. You can build. I need to get those 3. And I was going to get it on eBay. 30 bucks for the 3. I said, I'll sign up all day long. I'll get to it in a little bit. I got sidetracked with work. And somebody bought it, of course. See you later. Broke my heart. I don't know. What do you do? And then I got Rapper Toonie. I'm working on Jabba's band. I got almost everybody for the band. Rapper Toonie, one of the key members of the band. It's kind of like Dave Lombardo and Slayer. You can't have Slayer without Dave Lombardo. I guess you can because they did the last couple of tours without him. But it's just not the same. That Slayer magic wasn't there. And Jabba's band, if you don't have Rapper Toonie, it's like missing Dave Lombardo and Slayer. See you later. You got to have him. And then speaking of band players, this is another one. You need that side percussionist. What's this guy's name? Oompas Stay. Beautiful name. His parents said, you know, he looks like Oompas Stay. Let's name him that. But he's plays the big gong for Jabba's band. So I was happy to have him, another crucial member to Jabba's band. So I'm about ready. We're going to do an unboxing of Jabba's whole band. We're going to play some music. It's going to be a great one. Hopefully we'll get that done soon. We got General Jan Dodonna, another sleeper figure. Had to pick him up. Was missing him. See you later. And then, how about this one? Po Nudo. Got me. Don't even remember this guy, but I saw him and he was dirt cheap. I said, you know what? Why not? See you later. Boom. All right, late weekly purchases here. These came right down to the wire, right before I was going to post this video. And I said, you know what? I'll cut in. I'll do a little special because I want to get these in this week's weekly purchases because really I'm excited to unbox these and, you know, probably on the channel this week. We'll see how it goes with videos and all. But one thing that finally came through, and I've been waiting for this one for a long time. I'm very excited. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the latest loot crate. This is the one I've been wanting. This is the one I've been waiting for. You guys saw some of the other loot crates. We unboxed them on the channel on weekly purchases. The Mirage Comics one. There was the Turtles in Time video game one. But this is the reason I bought this loot crate. And the smart thing to do with these loot crates, if you're only in it for one type of turtle, flip that other stuff. It'll pay for the whole thing. And that's exactly what I did. So basically, these are like I got them almost for free. But here it is. Let's see. I have not opened this box. I just cut the tape. You're going to see with me what's exactly in here. I'm pretty sure we both know the figures, but I don't know any of the other extras. So we'll see what's in here together. Oh, boy. Let's look at this shirt first off. Look at this. I don't know. Short sleeve. The last one was long sleeve. I absolutely hated it. What is this? So this is, once again, those deep cut Ninja Turtle stuff. I do not remember this at all. I gotta watch the DVDs. I gotta start my Turtles all over. There's some of this deep stuff I just cannot remember. It's been so long since I watched, but I assume, and obviously it is a Ninja Turtles t-shirt. I'll just have to figure out what that is. But how about this hat? Channel 6 News. Now this is a pretty premium hat, actually. This is better quality than I expected it to be. I think I'll probably keep this, and I'll probably end up wearing it. It's not bad. Comes a little brace in there. We'll see you later. It's got the old trucker style cap, but Channel 6, I think that's a cool, nice touch. That's something I can get behind, putting that in there. What else we got? Oh, a Channel 6 ceramic mug. There it is. I don't know. Very cool packaging for this. I'll probably get rid of this because, pro tip out there, or fact, a little Kyle fact. I have never tried coffee. I remember taking a sip from my grandpa when I was like 5 or 6, and it was the most god-awful thing I've ever tasted in my life, and I have never had coffee ever again in my life. And I'm not planning on it now. My wife drinks tons of coffee every morning, just not for me. I figured, you know what, I've never done it. I probably shouldn't get started. I don't want to be those people that are tied to the coffee pot every single morning. There's a guy at work, he drinks 4 pots of black coffee a day. The guy's amazing. He's a machine. But I don't want to be tied to the coffee pot like that, so I don't. But a cool coffee mug right there. And then what else we got? We'll save the figures for last, don't you think? What is this? I have no idea what this is. It's a book of some kind. It's got Shredder on it. I don't know. Do I open it up and see what it is? I guess I do. I have no idea. It's the fun thing of these bags. I have no clue what's going on here. There it is. Well, it's just like a sketchbook. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. It's just blank pages inside. You can choose your own turtle adventure. Put whatever you want in there, I guess. I don't know. Very strange. Let's do the figures. Why not? This is what we came here for. It's got the bonus figure. Rocksteady in bunny suit. Look at this. Amazing. How cool is that? Love it. Easter decorations this year. I'm putting these bad boys out for Easter. Bebop, Rocksteady. Man, the thing is, I don't like about this. Well, I love them. I absolutely love these things. I love deep cuts of any kind of figures. I just hate that I'm going to unbox these, and I'd get you anything in like 2 years from now. These are going to be like $500 figures. They are going to be absolutely ridiculous on the secondary market. So many people slept on this loot crate. I don't know why. I wouldn't sleep on these. When you can sell the other stuff you don't want and get your money back, pay the money and ask questions later is what I would do with these. But man, how cool are these two figures? Going to look awesome in my Easter displays. It looks like we got a wanted sign. Interesting. So I think this could kind of go with that Turtles cartoon diorama display that should be coming out in maybe February, shipping to everybody. I did pre-order that. So that's cool. And then you got the card that tells what everything is. Oh, Mondo Gecko t-shirt. I should have known that. That's what he wears on the old school figure. I'm sure the new figure he has that same thing. Oh, got this. I was going to say I'm missing something. Crooked Ninja Turtle Gang and Scrag pin set. Pins, not a big pin guy, so I don't know what I would do with that. Wanted poster sticker sheet. So that wanted poster was a sticker sheet. We'll be able to stick those on that diorama if you want to. Shredder notebook. Okay, Channel 6, Channel 6. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely, I'm biased, but this is definitely the strongest of the Loot Crate sets. This is the reason I bought it. Absolutely love these. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to open these up. I think I have to, but man, it's going to be tough. I opened up that Splinter, that Spirit of Splinter one from the last Loot Crate, and that thing goes for crazy money now, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll let that marinate for a few days before I jump into it. But very happy to get that loot crate through, and now I'm sure there's going to be a new one to sign up for here anytime in the next couple of weeks. So be prepared for that out there. And then finally, the last new thing that I got right here today is Elite 84 via Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% at Ringside Collectibles. All great shape. Came in looking pretty. Got Buddy Murphy, or just Murphy now, I guess. Jeff Hardy, Angel Garza, Sheamus, First Time Elite, Rhea Ripley. And then, of course, Roman Reigns, which is really a 2-in-1 figure. Got his heel persona and everything else. So, Elite 84 through the door. You guys know we'll unbox these on the channel this week. We'll do one at a time, and then at the very end, I'll put all the videos together into one video for those of you guys that like that. But always exciting, always a good time when new Elites come through the door, and that's what happened. Elite 84 via Ringside Collectibles. Discount code Kyle, save 10%. There you go. Okay, let's take a little Star Wars break. There's more Star Wars to come. But let's do a little wrestling. Now, I mentioned this when we talked about AEW Unrivaled. We talked about chase figures. Jakks, the predecessor to Jazzwares. We know Jeremy was at the helm of both. We're going to see a lot of the Jakks tactics, which I love the Jakks tactics for the most part. We're going to see a lot of those in Jazzwares. And we talked about AEW Unrivaled and their chase figures. Well, it's really interesting because we all know Jakks Classic Superstars, the 1 of 100s, 1 of 3000s, held a lot of value. A lot of people like those. But you know, Jakks also had other chase figures. How about a 1 of 600? And this is a sleeper figure. You guys know I'm working on a Ruthless Aggression complete collection. I gotta have all of them. This is one figure I didn't even remember existed. When I saw it, one of you good viewers, I can't remember who it was, sent me a message on Instagram at _Kyle_Peterson. Gave me a heads up to this. And I think I remembered this, but I didn't remember it. When I saw it, it all kind of got a little clearer, but totally forgot. It's not on any of my checklists. That's my greatest worry with these Ruthless Aggressions. There's a lot of sleeper stuff, Australian exclusive, things like that aren't on checklists. And this one wasn't on the 2 checklists I've been using. So it makes you wonder, what else could I be missing? But I picked this up, and I only picked it up for $20. $20. A 1 of 600 Jakks figure. Got it right here. Times Square Toys R Us exclusive. Triple H. 1 of 600 Ruthless Aggression. An absolute garbage figure. Garbage. Let's call a spade a spade. It's garbage. Black tight Triple H. Nothing special. Got knee pads. Nothing special about this. But this tells you not all 1 of 500, 1 of 600s are going to be the greatest thing. Jakks released a 1 of 500 belt figure in every single set for the longest time. Not quite apples to apples, but this is Triple H. And you got to put yourself in the shoes of, what, 2003, 17 years ago. I could see some of you guys saying, well, these AEW Unrivaled figures, oh, they're next level. They look awesome. I agree, they do look awesome. But go back to 2003, this Triple H was a game changer. This looked awesome back then. We were thinking we were in the golden age. And the same thing is going to happen to AEW now. 20 years from now, if wrestling figures are still being made, they're going to say, oh my gosh, those AEW figures, oof. You know, I can't believe that. These new ones are so awesome. That's just the way it goes. There's people that have fondness for the Ruthless Aggression style like myself. This is 1 of 600. I bought this for $20. Does that mean the Jon Moxley chase that's 1 of 500 in 20 years will be going for $20? I doubt it. But we just all got to take a step back that sometimes we're spending thousands of dollars on a chase that might not be quite worth that in the long run. I'm sure there's people that paid a heck of a lot more than $20 for this Triple H back in the day. So just put that in the back of your mind. A very cool figure. I don't know if we'd call it a grail, but a 1 of 600 that was really a sleeper one for me. And then when I saw this, I did remember there was a Ttl Ric Flair, very similar style. I think it might have been 600 as well. This is kind of that transition period between TTL and Ruthless Aggressions where you got a little bit of both sometimes. But very, very interesting figure. Big ups to the person that sent this my way. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but thank you. I always appreciate you guys tipping me off on stuff because if you don't, I might miss it. So I'm happy I got that Triple H through the door. Very, very interesting. And like I said, 1 of 600. Crazy. Just crazy. So there you go. How about a really crazy Star Wars one? From a Jedi Kids Quest game, I'm going to call this one the Forgotten Power of the Force figure. It is high school era Chewbacca. I don't know if there's a better, worse figure out there. This looks absolutely terrible. It's so bad it's good. Chewbacca as a young teenager. on the Power of the Force card. A lot of people probably don't know this exists, and if you think you have a complete Power of the Force collection, you're probably missing this one. There's also a Darth Vader and Luke role-playing game that had 2 figures as well. That's a little bit more seen. This Jedi game, you don't see a whole lot. I'd never seen it before. Stumbled upon this. I couldn't stop laughing for about 20 minutes looking at this Chewbacca. But you guys know me. I love an Ewok. I love a Wookiee. I love a Yeti. I love a Sasquatch, and I love a Bigfoot. So this fits in my collection very well. And for $8, it fits even better in my collection. See you later. Bam. Speaking of Chewbacca, the missing piece of the Shadows of the Empire, everybody's favorite Star Wars movie that never happened, Shadows of the Empire. I remember thinking this was a big deal as a kid. Everybody knows Shadows of the Empire, but nobody really knows the story. Nobody read the books. None of my friends did. Nobody I know ever did. But I know Dash Rendar stole a lot of our hearts, even though we didn't know a thing about the guy, but he did. So I do got the set of these now. I'll probably do an unboxing video where we just do all the Shadows of the Empire. See you later. But I got Chewbacca in there to complete that bad boy off. I picked up a cheap Rebel Trooper. You guys saw last week I got that Tantive 4 display. That scene thing that you can buy. I got 3 of those. I need a bunch of Rebel Troopers, and they all kind of blend together. So I got this cheap one to throw in there, so see you later. There you go. And then I got another one I was missing, Dutch Vander Gold Leader. I was missing this one from this set. I'm pretty close. I think I'm missing maybe 1 or 2 on this, so see you later there. And then you can't forget our old boy Ray Yeast, Power of the Force. This is one of the harder to find Power of the Force figures, and when I say hard to find, he's $10 shipped. But there's Ray Yeast. I was missing that one. I think I'm missing Bib Fortuna and Beyond Monk, or I don't even know how you pronounce the guy's name. It's like a spider with a brain in it. I don't know. It's an internet exclusive. I got to pick that bad boy up one of these days. All right, how about this? I posted this on social media. Once again, if you're not following along, SirPaul64 on Twitter, _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram. And while you're doing stuff, hey, belowthecollar.com, Kyle Peterson, search me out. You can get your very own See You Later t-shirt and join in on all the fun. See you later. Death Metal Batman. I've had a lot of people message me about this one. You guys know that watch the channel. I'm not a DC guy. I want to be a DC guy, but they kind of, I got dropped off the bus at Super Friends back in the day. That's my DC heroes. That's what I want on my DC figures. The McFarlane stuff, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it. I know a lot of you guys love it, and you guys should. I'm all for anybody loving collections. It's just not for me. I'm not a huge DC guy. And from an outsider looking in, what I see the issue with these is, first off, they had a beautiful chance to unite with Marvel Legends, do a similar scale, put it together. I think you would have got crossover appeal. They did not do that. McFarlane stuck to his guns, said, I'm sticking to my sizes. There it is. Some of you guys that collect the Walking Dead figures, McFarlane, those are no more. And they didn't have to be, but McFarlane went super small, not 3.5, not 6, somewhere in between. Then he decided, hey, I'm going to go, 7-inch. He didn't scale it with anything. Zombies would be great in a Marvel Legends DC. If the scale would have been united, that Walking Dead line would have continued. But McFarlane's stubborn, and I guess he's earned the right to be. He's reinvented the toy game back with Spawn figures back in the day. I mean, game changer. I was a part of it. It was insanity back in the day. So I don't like the scale on these, and it seems like all they do is release Batman figures. I see it in the store shelves. They have other stuff, but primarily it seems like it's a Batman line with a few DC characters thrown in. So that really gets me and irks me a little bit. And some I've never heard of. I don't know what's going on. So that's kind of my discussion about the DC figures. But Death Metal Batman, everybody's saying, Kyle, you got to pick it up. You got to pick up the Cycle and him. I'd seen the Cycles around a few times as Lemmy goes crazy. The mailman must be here. It's about that time. I've seen the Cycle running around stores. I've seen that out and about. I've passed on it. Now I regret it. Now I got to track the Cycle down because I need it for the Death Metal Batman. This figure looks pretty cool. I know absolutely nothing of the character, nothing of the comic book, and for some reason Death Metal appeals to me, I guess. I'm not even that big of a Death Metal fan. I'm a thrash metal fan, new wave of British heavy metal fan, but I couldn't pass this up. I saw it on the shelf. I saw it. It definitely looks cool. I'll unbox it. We'll talk about it, but Death Metal Batman through the door this week, so there you go. And then, talk about a surprise, just sitting on the shelf on a lowly Thursday afternoon at Target is Cobra Viper. I could not pass this up. I saw it, I said, you gotta be kidding me, just chilling? And I've heard that a lot on social media. I'm in a lot of G.I. Joe groups, toy hunting groups for certain areas, Kansas City, Minnesota, Des Moines. And a lot of people just stumbled on one Viper sitting on the shelf. So I think Target is putting them out maybe one at a time. You know, put one out, maybe 7 hours, put another one out. We all know Pop Finder isn't working. I know a lot of people are angry Pop Finder isn't working. For me, I like it. I like the thrill of the hunt. I like everybody being on the same playing field. I hate it when people get Pop Finder and they call on their phone and they reserve it and they hold it at customer service. It takes a lot of the fun, what I like of collecting out. I know a lot of you guys hate going to the stores repeatedly, but it's the thrill of the hunt. I absolutely love the thrill of the hunt. And now everybody's on a playing field that's the same. Nobody has any excuses now. Get out, do the work, put the work in. I work 60 to 70 hours a week. I film a lot of videos on the weekends and throughout the week, but I find time to hit the stores. And I find time to be a dad and a husband and a dog owner and all that kind of fun stuff. So what's your excuse? What's your excuse? No. But you got to hustle. Got to get out there. Got to get after it. That's what we got to do. And that's what I did. I found the Viper. I'm thinking about making a custom Mercer for you G.I. Joe fans out there. I think that's what I'm going to do with that. I got a head from a Spider-Man figure. I don't know. More to come on that, but that's my plan. Marvel Legends exclusive Hasbro Pulse, but I got mine through Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. Firestar. Very, very cool. Fan channel exclusive. Can't wait to unbox this one. If you guys were like a lot of me, this is a little bit before my time, this cartoon, but I rented the VHSs from the VHS store back in the day when I was a kid, so I'm definitely familiar with this incarnation of Firestar. So got this through Big Bad Toy Store this week. Very happy to get it. How about Emperor? Got the Emperor and Yoda. Toys R Us exclusive. You guys saw my big Star Wars haul. I was missing these two because I had everything but the Toys R Us exclusives. So got the Emperor, got Yoda. See you later. Bam, bam, there they are. And then I got Ayala Sakura, but I think I already have this. It's one of those things. It's so hard to keep a mental checklist. And I like to keep mental checklists. I probably should have an Excel file on me at all times. See you later, but I don't. So there you go. How about a Tauntaun? I picked up a loose Tauntaun this week. I figured I might already have this, but you can never have enough Tauntauns. I could have one or two. That's no big deal, and that's what I did. I got a Tauntaun. And then I also picked up some Ewoks. I got a Chief Chirpa, of course. I can't remember this guy's name. I can't remember some of these guys' names, but I picked up Ewoks. You guys know I'm a huge Ewoks guy. Found them all loose, and Ewoks are tough on the secondary market. They're expensive. Got them loose, mint, complete, a lot cheaper, more than half off. I'll sign me up for that all day long. So I got some of these Ewoks this week. Gotta love that. So my Ewok Village is what I'm missing. I need to come across the old school Ewok Village. I had it as a kid. Time to get that again. I also got a couple of the expanded universe Power of the Jedi loose. Mara Jade or whatever her name is. Sounds like there might be future plans from her in some of the Star Wars universes. So I got that one. I haven't been able to find a really good priced card one. So I said, I'll get one loose. Oh well. Qui-Gon Jinn training gear. I figured I'd get that one as well. So a couple of loosies there. And a couple other loosies. I had these sent to me randomly. Natasha Bear is her screen name. She sent me these. She sent me that Maven card. Also sent me the Loyal Subjects Roman. Sid Bendy. I appreciate you guys sending me stuff. And then this one is my favorite Ultimate Warrior. I've seen this guy before, but I never did the blind bag challenge to get him. He used to have candy inside him, but he'll go great on my Warrior miscellaneous shelf. So thank you there. A few more Star Wars. I couldn't pass this one up. How many Yodas do you need? I don't know. How many Yodas are you going to make? I think that's the answer. And I got Yoda and Kaibuck. So it's Yoda and his dealy rides. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I got it at a pretty decent price, so see you later. We'll open that one day. Another cheap one, Rabby, Queen Amadalia Handymaids or whatever you call them. I don't know. I need to figure out this line. I got all the Sith. I got the Power of the Force. I got the Clone Wars. And a lot of these lines, this packaging in the Saga collection is the two I'm missing. I haven't been buying any. I'm hoping I can find a big lot of them, of maybe the whole set, and buy them all at once. Save a lot of money that way instead of piecing them together. We'll see where that goes and what that entails. See you later. And then I got one that I've been playing the long game on. Finally found it for 10 bucks. Can't beat that. Speeder Bike. Had a couple of these as a kid. Very cool throwback. The Speeder Biker Biker Scout figure is pretty much garbage in there, but had to get it. You know me. What else we got? Oh, we got a few more things. How about some more Power of the Jedi, Gungan Warrior. I think I already had this, but it was like $3.99. I said, you know, Army Builder. There you go. Army Builder of Jar Jar's friends. See you later. And then I can never pass up an Obi-Wan, and I was missing this Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan could be my favorite. I love old cranky Obi-Wan. I don't know. That's just me. See you later. Then I got Obi-Wan in the tactical gear. There you go. And then I got another Rebel Trooper. I know I have a few of these, but once again, you can never have enough Army builders, and this was really cheap, so I pulled the trigger. See you later. And another one. Got this one finally. I remember wanting this back in the day. I think it was JCPenney's exclusive back in the day. The Endor playset, Endor Attack. So I got this guy. I'm happy to have this. I'm going to build a whole universe of Star Wars of all these. It'll be really interesting. I don't know if it'll be done by 2022. I hope it will be, but you never know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. How about another one? Let me open it up here first. You guys might have remembered months ago at this time, I ordered from the Art of Jason Wolf. Look him up on Twitter. He has been doing custom Hasbros. And you guys know I'm not a massive Hasbro customs guy, but there's a few I'll take here and there. Well, I got the Tuxter. You guys remember that Tuxter Hulk Hogan I got back in the day? Maybe 2 months ago, month and a half, I don't know. Like I said, time I can't figure out with COVID anymore. But it was this body, but it had a Hogan head and Macho head. You got to choose. You couldn't have both. Well, he released just the body, and I have my Macho Man head. So now I have Hogan and Macho in the Tux to put with my Hasbros. So very, very cool. Hit him up, the Art of Jason Wolf. Search him out on Twitter. You'll find him. He's been doing all kinds of Hasbro customs. Ric Flair, LOD, which we had on here, Zeus, the Red Rooster, a lot of them. So a lot of the ones we like, and I think there's more to come. So make sure you stay tuned. They're limited edition, so make sure you get after it. And I probably saved the best for last. You guys saw this in my action figure hunt videos. I didn't know if I would find this soon. I'm happy I did. One of my favorite movies of the 80s, and you guys know Roddy Piper is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Well, I picked it up. They Live, John Nada, Neca, 2 heads on this one. Roddy Piper. I got to decide, am I going to open this up or not open it up? I can't decide. I'll probably end up opening it up, but it makes me say, hey, I need that 2-pack of They Live, the zombie aliens, whatever you want to call them, to go along with this now. But those things are like 67 bucks, 70 bucks for those 2-packs. I just don't know if that's worth it or not, but we'll see. Maybe I'll wait a deal. You know what I always say, gotta get a deal, gotta search them out, gotta find a deal, and that's what I'm going to try to do. So John Nada through the door. I can't complain about that. Piper, gotta love it. Really cool to get a wrestling figure that's not a wrestling figure. We get it every once in a while with Rock, obviously, you know, in Kong and all these other movies. Rampage, I guess I should say. Rampage, G.I. Joe, Scorpion King. We've had Rock figures like that, but we haven't had enough Roddy Piper. Can we get some Terry Funk Roadhouse figures? I'd sign up for that all day long. That's a must-have. Put that next to Boss Root and I'll get that. So there you have it. A huge week of weekly purchases. A little Star Wars heavy. I'm hoping next week we'll get a few more things outside of the Star Wars world. If not, I'm going to keep continuing that collection a little bit, trying to plug some pieces in there and get it all figured out. But whatever we do, it'll be all documented on the channel, so unboxings to come. So make sure you subscribe if you have not. Lots going on. Make sure you check out that action figure tour for sure. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave me a comment. What did you pick up this week? Let me know down in the comments. So that's it. So now my new catchphrase, and I've been using it every day in my work world, the daily life, but I'm going to be rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way out of here. We'll see you guys all real soon.